All right, so when we make a wheel, first of all, a wheel, as you know, is a circle, right? So because it is a circle, it goes into a square. So it's very simple. Very simple. It goes into a square, okay? And then because the wheel has a thickness, in perspective, we can draw, a square with a thickness, So we make a three-dimensional square that becomes this shape, more or less, right? Okay, and of course, here too, we have, our middle lines, okay? You can see front view, perspective. So when we ciao Adele, ciao, welcome back. So now you can see that when we make, I'm searching for a color, okay, so that it's easier to explain. So when we are making a circle in front view, it's touching here in point A, B, C, and D, right? Well, A, B, C, and D on the other side. I mean, it's here, okay? So we have to make a circle, an ellipse, that will touch the same points. You see? So I'll try to go freehand, like always. Let's see what happens. There you go. Then I make another one on the other side. You see? Now, if I go and check the minor axis, this is the minor axis of my ellipse. And as you can see, it is pointing, okay, to the left vanishing point. Over there we have the right vanishing point, okay? But our ellipse, because it's on the right face of this shape, it's pointing always to the opposite vanishing point. And that's your best way not to make any mistakes in putting the ellipse correctly. Because a lot of people, what do? They don't know where the minor axis go. And some people do that. Look, I show you here. This is the square in perspective, and they make their ellipse like this, with a minor axis that is horizontal. Okay, so when you see that, we know that this is a mistake. Okay? When you do that, it looks like the suspension of your car is broken. So don't do this. Remember, when you are in perspective, you have left vanishing point, right vanishing point. The ellipse that makes your wheel has to be with the minor axis, the minor, okay, minor axis that goes to the opposite vanishing point. If the face is this one, okay, this is the right, I call it the right face, because it's on the right, and this one, it's on the left. So it's on the right, minor axis, left vanishing point, right, left. And what's gonna happen if we have to do, you know, a sketch that is on this way, left and right? Let's do it. You know, let's imagine that I have a car that is doing like that, okay? And I have to put my wheels. I go fast, because after I will sketch for you a nice perspective. Okay, so here, as you can see, we are on the left face, because left and right, the right is this one. So if we are on the left face, okay, then look what happens when I make my ellipses. The minor axis goes to the vanishing point opposite, which is on the other side, the right one. Vanishing point, right. And this one too. Okay? So, left, right. Okay, so far, is it clear to you? Please tell me, let me know, write down. Because if it's clear for you, I can move on. Yash, I'm really happy to tell you that I have been selected for Bachelor Scholarship through a competition. Wow, Yash, I'm very proud of you, man. And we'll start at IED next year. All right, in Torino. I really want to thank you. You have been a big part of my journey till now. Thank you very much. I'm really, really happy for you. You're going to love Torino. You're going to like IED. You're going to do lots of excellent experiences. The only thing, you got to work hard, okay? You promised that to me. Perfect. I'm very, very happy. Bravo. Okay, so this is, you know, the basic rule. Okay, basic rules of explanation for how we're going to put our wheels, okay? Now, the last thing I would like to let you know is that when we make a top view, okay, I exaggerate a little bit the view, okay, like this. All right, this is I write here top view. All right, so we have our card is doing that. Make it really quick with the center line. Then of course I put my wheels following the perspective, you see? Always the perspective. This is the top view with the 1 point perspective in the front, very far, okay? It is far. 1 point perspective, okay? Vanishing point over there. And then we have another one down here, very far, okay? This is a little bit distorted view, okay? It's more exciting. You're welcome, Yash. So I put my square following the perspective, and then the thickness, it's going over there. So I have here, you see? Now you can see better. Okay, so now we have our squares. Of course, when I put my ellipses, look what happens to the vanishing point, to the minor axis. The minor axis goes always to the opposite. This is the face, and they go to the opposite, okay? Even if we don't have right and left, we can say that it goes in the front. Okay? In the front of the car. Okay. So, okay, so those are the rules. Hey, Charlie, ciao from Toronto. I imagine you guys have really, really cold, really cold winter now. I saw that in New York, it's everything is closed. There is a minus 57 degrees. Is it a rule to place correctly the center line? Hey, Michelle, the center line, it's placed in this way. Look, I show you. Center line is important. Let me make okay, so center line is tricky. If I have, I'll make 2-3 examples here. If I have something that is really square, like that, the center line will be exactly in the center of this shape. You see? However, if from this shape I make something that is round, like that, the center line will move. Look at this. The difference is here. Look, I show you. Difference here. Look at this. You see? It moves on that way. The more you make it around, the more the center line will move far. Ciao, Mr. Shah. Hi, Jamal. Ciao. I think you are from India too. I don't know. Maybe yes. Okay, so I will make you another. I'll make another example. If I make a car that is, let me see, just slightly, in perspective, but it's a car that is a kind of, like today, very architectural, so we can say that is okay. So let's make a little bit of shadow. All right. Okay. Now in this case, because this shape, it's very squarish, okay? Only striker, ciao. It's very much in the center. Look. Okay? As you can see here, it's almost, I would say 50-50. You see? Now let's do another car that is rounded. I'll make it bigger here. Let's see what happens. Make my center line, you see? A little bit of shadow so that we see better the proportion, everything we're doing. Okay. Here too. Okay. So in this case, if I put my center line, it will be there. And this is the other corner, you know, the corner of the car in front of us, of our eyes. In my case, in front of my nose. You see? So here you have a different distance. Now, just to make sure that we understand this, I'm going to explain this from a top view. It's more geometrical, okay? It's more scientific, but it's going to be very easy to understand. So I make my car here, okay? In top view. A little bit round in the back too, okay? Then I have my windshield, okay? The side, okay? And then I have my back window, the trunk area. Okay, so this is our car in the front. Now, what happens to us, to you, Michel, when you are looking, you know, when you are watching the car in three-quarter front? Michel, you are here. This is Michel. Okay? And here is your nose. Sorry, I made your nose long, just like mine, okay? Maybe a little bit longer. Okay. And your eyes are here. So when you look at the car, you're looking like this. So look where is the center line from top view. And when you're looking the car in perspective, small, big. Small, big. You see? I am Italian, Mr. Shaw. I'm Italian, but I live in France since a long time now. Only striker, are you joking about my nose? Okay, so Michel, I don't know if I'm clear. I mean, you guys, if you understand. But that's why on a round surface, it's moving that center line. And we have to judge that. Now, I'm not going to make a construction like this every time I make a perspective. Of course not. So, how is it possible that we sketch it and everything come out correct? Because we sketch a lot. And that's why. Exercise, exercise, exercise. And understanding the rule, and it belongs to the basics, you know, the basics of drawings, you know. Okay, you welcome, Michel. I think that you got the point. And then when you make your, your sketch, you have to judge how round is it, you know, because this is an ellipse. You see, those are ellipses. I put a part of an ellipse. Okay, great. Now I would like, you know, after all this, I would say, you know, first sketches just to explain rules. Now we're gonna make the construction, you know, the construction for making sharp points. Okay, cool. All right, so you guys got it. Now let's make the construction of a perspective. 3/4 front from the top, a little bit like that. It's always a little bit complicated. Now, this is something I've recently, this week, explained, to my students during my online course, okay? And I would like to explain to you again. So now you are getting one of my online course, lessons, all right? Open to everybody. So it's Christmas. So I make first my geometrical shape. And I'm start thinking about the proportions, how big this thing has to be, stuff like that. In my mind, I would like to make a sort of a medium-sized car. So maybe just like that, okay? Of course, always thinking about the perspective, So this is the line, like that, like that. You see? Now we have a very nice shape. I would say more or less it's correct, right? Even in perspective. And then I put my center line, okay? I put it here. Follow me perspective always, okay? Then I know that my wheels are gonna be more or less here. Now, when I make this perspective, here the back, it's pushed in because of perspective. You understand? When we are inside view, we see everything, the whole side. But when we start turning the car, as you can see, my fingers, they disappear. You see? Look. And I can show you this with my magic Renault 4L, okay? Side view. When I start turning, look here. It's disappeared. The more I turn, the more it disappears. And there's another thing happening. This ellipse, it becomes really small. This one also, but this is always bigger than this one because this is right in front of our nose. Okay, here they are the same, circles, but when they go in perspective, they become ellipses. Compression here, okay, showing part of the front, a big ellipse here. Okay, so let's try to make already my lips, okay? I'll make this one a little bit smaller. Now, remember one thing, very important. When you are making this sketch like this, you are making a construction sketch. You can make mistakes, don't worry. It's fine. We can fix it over. That's why I'm sketching very light, you see? Because I can make all the corrections I need, and after I will show you how we make the real car, okay? So now that we have that, I would say that starting from here, I have my cabin, okay? Okay, let's make that cabin. You see? Wow, it looks more like a tank. But anyway, don't worry, maybe this is too high. We can bring it down, Let's bring it down. It's too high, it's too high. Okay, so this is the real line. You see? Look, now that I do that, you don't see this on top anymore. Okay, so now it looks much better in proportion. Center, this one should be a little bit lower. And my front, I would like to make it a little bit, like that. So you see, I'm trying to model, a little bit my front. Okay, so I have a shadow here, here. Okay. All right. Now, I think that the hood here, it's completely flat. It's like a table. We could eat here. You could have our pizza here with a nice beer on top. But the hoods are not like that. The hoods is always a little bit like that. There is always a little bit of inclination. So let's make it. So I move that point up here. And I will do it there too. And here too. So I have a belt line now that is higher. Okay? Let's say that this is our C pillar, B pillar, A pillar. All right? This also helps, for proportions. All right. Now, there is another thing we would like to do also. It's what's happening on the side. And here, I would like to have a very nice eye light catcher, So, it will be more like that here, you see? I mean, that's the intention. Okay, so far, so good. Now, I can do one thing to check if I made really big mistakes. I turn it over. Now I have a really beautiful front light in front of me. And I do that. Can you see in transparency? Wait, I will show you. Because I think that I know how to do. There is another light there. Oops. Can you see in transparency? When you do that, you can see all the mistakes. If something is off, it's very easy to see. So, in reality, what do I do? When I was a student, what did I do? I put this against the glass of a window. With the light filtering from the back, I could see upside down. You can do the same thing. And if you have a very nice light like I have here in my studio, you can just put it, against that light, as you can see here on top, against the light, and you can see through from the back. Okay. I think I don't have big mistakes. All right. So now I do another thing. I need some... Hey, ciao, la Puffy Guillen. Where are you from? Thanks for passing by. We are sketching cars here. Huh? If you like cars, you like to sketch cars, you are in the right place. La Puffy, it looks to me more like Italian nickname. But Guillen sounds French. Or maybe Brazilian. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right. So now, look. I can see in transparency. Read about this method of finding errors in some book long ago. Really, really helpful. Great. Great. So let's make a point. Okay, so I have my point, always nice and sharp. Now, Mexican, chica mexicana, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenida a su mi canal. Hablo un poquito de español, porque tengo muchos amigos mexicanos, argentinos, colombianos, cuando ero estudiante en California. I don't know if this is clear, but I try to remember as I did before, my little Spanish. Okay, so now that I have it, this is a box, it's not a real car. But now I can go freestyle. Because I have here everything I need to make my sketch. You see? It's easy that way. You don't have to struggle all the time. Alan, bene, don't worry, Alan. It's okay. Just in case you missed the first part, you can check it tomorrow. Okay, when this video will be on the channel after the live process by YouTube. So now I have my center line there. And look what I do. Windshield. I need a windshield that is a little bit more around. I mean, that thing's so flat, it looks like an old car. Come on. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna soften a little bit this. Then I go straight down. I do the same thing on the other side. Then I change the section inclination for the windshield, because now I came out, with the flash to make sure that I have a real nice round, windshield. Okay. I make a radius there. In the back, I would say that more or less everything is fine. Here, I just need to fix a little bit. Then I have my belt line, okay? And this time I would like to change this design to make something a little bit more, I can say more dynamic. Let's say that. A little bit like a Peugeot. Then here I would like to go straight, coming out a little bit, like that. Now I put my wheels. I put the other wheel here. And I make the whole line, you see, from this point to that point, I just go over to make sure that this shape, it feels nice. I put few lines to show, how this should be round. Okay. Then I make my side highlight, but I'll do it a little bit bigger. Then I will just put a little bit of wheel well here too. Shadow. Okay, so I take this off, and now you can see the difference between a construction, you see, construction and the shape of a car. Now we can say this is ugly, I agree it's ugly, but the objective here is to show you how you can do it by yourself without, too much pain. Okay, cool. What time is it? It's almost an hour. Okay. So now I take this off, all right? I put it back to see if there is something wrong. Yes, I have a problem here. You see, it's doing that. Look. Can you see? There is a little problem there. So it should be more like this. It's a perspective. This one was it was just too down. So that's the first thing. Then I would like to change that. Much better that way. Then another problem I have, those lines here, are too straight. So I'm gonna make a line here, and that this is a character line, and my belt line will follow. Can you see how it goes much better? So now I can start making all those little changes that will make of this sketch a nice car. So I'm fixing from the back, you see, directly, trying to change what's not working and trying to keep what is already working. So I make little changes now. I'm starting to add some details, you know. And this line in the back, I still don't like it. So I'm gonna do it more like that. Okay, so now I can sketch again my wheels. A little bit of the wheel well here too. Okay, and now what I will do, I will just make a little bit of transparency. Here we have our pillar. So we're gonna have it on that side too. We have a pillar here, and there is gonna be in transparency a little bit there too. You see? Okay. I'll put a little bit of the shadow. Okay, I changed the shadow again. Nice screen inside, steering wheel. Okay, so as you can see, this was the beginning, okay, to get the shape. Here we have again the sex guy or the sex girl that is sending me those stupid messages. All right, so let me see how I can do to voila. Ok, so Allen, ciao, come stai? All right. So I blocked this guy. He cannot send his message anymore. All right. So now what's left? Well, we have to put our reflections. So I will just put a little bit, not too much. I don't want to, you know, this is a simple sketch that we can use, you know, to make other proposals, of course. Okay, so now I will make a little bit of shading. Oops, sorry. I will make a little bit of shading so that we can see better. So when I make my shading, as you remember, I always ask everybody to be very consistent, okay? I make the shading like this. Look, very clean. Then you go from dark to light, okay? Now I see people that do this or that do this. No, we don't want to do that, okay? We want to be more in this type of quality. Okay, I start. So first of all, I go and apply a medium tone of this light gray with my pencil. And I go on the whole reflection of this old surface, okay? That is a cylinder. Now, don't forget, this is paint. It's body. And this, yeah, here. And this is glass. So here it's gonna be transparent. A little bit transparent, okay? So we're gonna do that. First of all, I put, my medium tone so that I know this should be a little bit more like that. Around the wheel, because we have the wheel well. And then, as you can see, I don't touch the area where the light will be. Then the shadow. Here also, you see, this is our wheel well. Shadow. I go back to make it a little bit more even. And then the last one is here. Okay, we could even imagine here, to open up a sort of air intake, or we can put a DRL in there, whatever. Okay? All right, so this is our base. Thank you, Pierre. This is just a base, okay? But now, with the shading dark and light, with the chiaroscuro, I will apply what we really need to make this stand out, okay? So, first of all the transparency. I make all those elements in transparency much darker. And also a little bit of the steering wheel, we can see a little bit. Okay, there. Perfect. Now, in this area, I make a double of that line simply because you have to imagine it here inside we have plastic cover, plastic parts. So they have a thickness. In perspective, we see a little bit of what's happening, on the door panels on the other side. So that's why I just make that line a little bit thicker, and I make it dark. And of course, when it comes off, off the reflection, I'm not showing that too much anymore. So this is the pillar. With this thickness, and this one also will be darker. Okay, so I put my cut line. You see? So now I have my door. Okay, so now there is another thing we have to do. It's that there is a reflection of the windshield onto the hood. That's something that a lot of people don't know or don't pay attention to. I will show you how we do it. So this is the reflection of the windshield onto the hood. This one. And as you can see, this line, it's this one. This line here, okay, it's the top. And this one, close to the base of the windshield, is the beginning of the windshield. It's this part here. So basically, this is the whole windshield completely compressed. Okay? Reflecting there. Now I'll do a little bit of light. Like that. So that we give a little bit of ice. Something. And then here we can also open if you want. Oh, wait, I'm having an idea here. Look, I changed the section. I think that like that is more beautiful. Beautiful. Fantastic. Look, with that little step, I think that is better. I should resketch this one and really take care of that, that step. But to me, it looks better that way. All right, so now I'm gonna put down here, let's see, something like an air intake or an opening, something. Oops. You see? So we have a sort of front end. Now, let me fix a little bit this line. And now there's another thing we have to do. The shading, the blending. Unless it doesn't look right. And here too. This is blending. Dark light. A little bit on the reflection too. Here too. Then the wheel well has to be really dark because inside there's no light at all. Here too. And of course, let's not forget our shadow, because now our shadow becomes important, because the shadow will help our car to be detached from the paper. It goes from flat to three-dimensional. So of course here it's gonna be really dark. Wait a moment, I search my brush. Okay. And the same thing we will do it here. You see, I changed the section here. So this also is in shadow. Yeah, I put a little detail there. You see? A little detail that looks like there is a tire, you know. I know that it's not exact, but it's not important. Most important thing is that we give a feeling that there is some light there, you know, because the light can filter in this area, not here, but here, yes, and here too, in the little corner, you know. And this is the shadow of this part onto the tire. Okay, I keep going. Now, this is a sketch, so nothing is going to be precise. So don't worry if I'm not very precise. Okay. Then I make sometimes I do it, a shadow on the shadow. Like this one. I'll show you. I make this part darker. I saw this once in some American designer's work from General Motors, I think. That was really nice. I really like this effect. And since then, sometimes I do it. You see? It looks nice. It looks more three-dimensional to me. I mean, at least to me, huh? There is a little mistake there. We can fix it. You see, here it was too narrow. I was looking at that detail. I mean, it's 30 minutes I'm looking at that detail. Then I realized that what was wrong. Okay, now there is another thing we have to do. Because here, you see this section, it's very strange. So look what I do. I change that section. Look, it's better now. We have our hood, okay? Then we have a little bit of surface, and then we have the glass of our light, and after that, we have our bumper that comes down. I think it's much better like that. Thank you, Paul. Thanks. Okay, so now there is another thing we can do. It's the shading here on the glass, okay? Windshield. So remember, windshield, reflection, maximum contrast. We have the core. For those that don't know, the core is the compression of the sky, the blue part that is like that we used to put with the, with Photoshop or with the aerograph, whatever, we do with chalk in general. So I'll do with the pencil. And of course, the core in its center, I mean, in the core of the core, I don't know how to explain, it's gonna be as dark as the darkest spot of the reflection in terms of tone value. So I'm gonna make it dark. And then I go to white because I need that contrast. Unless it's not gonna be, nice and how can I say? The reflection is not gonna be crisp. Okay. Now, can you see that it looks like there is a reflection on that windshield? Now we have to add a little bit of serigraphy. All the windshield have serigraphy. And serigraphy is dark because it's black. So let's do it. And there is also another thing we have to do here. In the darkest part, it is transparent because it's glass, just like we did here. In this area, it's not transparent because that's where we have really the sun, the reflection, that is making us blind. But here, no. So we said that we had this, dashboard, and we'll see a little bit of that here. And then it disappears. You see? Then I imagine we have a seat. We see a little bit of that seat, you know, with the headrest here. You see? So now we have a little bit of transparency. We don't have to add any other thing, because here, if I do a lot, it's gonna be a disaster. Just a little bit. By the way, is it a black polychromos? No, it's not black. It's the indigo blue that I really like a lot. The number is 1. I'll tell you right away. It is 157. 157. 157. Here, of course, I will give a little bit of indication of the other seat. Okay, just a little bit. Not too much. Okay, so now let's make the core on the side. And a little bit also onto the roof. Then we have to put it also here on the hood. And a little bit also on the shoulder here. Now, for the wheels, I will just do something very simple, okay, like that. Same thing here. And then I will just apply a very simple graphics, because this is just a quick sketch. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna make something too complicated or that it will consume too much of my time. Not now. You see? Always following the shape, the perspective, the proportions. The last one, it's gonna be there. And it's gonna be here. You see? Looks nice. Now, a little bit here, not too precise, it's far, we don't need to do everything everywhere. Just an indication so that the brain, the brain will just complete. Okay, wait, it's a mess here. Wait, let me put this correctly. Okay, like that. Facundo, ciao! My friend, felice Natale per lei e per tutti. Grazie, anche a te e alla tua famiglia. Thank you very much. No, that one. I'll try it out. Still struggle with the three-quarter perspective when you're looking at the car from the same height as the lights are. Could you do a construction sketch later on? Okay, I will try. But anyway, I will. I will. I will try that, Pierre. Don't worry. You see, now that I put the line of the door, now you have a better feeling also of the sections of this car. Okay, so what do you think? Do you like it? By the way, it's Christmas. If you want to offer me a coffee, I'll be very happy. If you want to offer me a pizza, I'll be super happy. A little beer, I'll be happy too, okay? So there is a super sticker, super chat, a super dad, and super mother buttons that you can click, you know, and just tip me if you want. So today is 23. Okay. Wow, it's already 1 hour and a half we are together. That's cool. So I leave it here for a while. I drink some water. I'll be back in 1 minute, okay? So just look at it. Wait, I changed the camera so that you can see much better. Much better. Okay. I'll be back. 1 minute. Technology. If we delegate to technology everything we don't know how to do, forget it. It's gonna be bad. So we will see. But I think yes. No, on the channel. It'll be a regular now on the channel. These books on Amazon also. No, no, only on this website. Only Striker. Wait. I write down the website. Again. This way you can go and check it out. Is this one. I could do also another thing, you know, to help you better. Look, I'm gonna do something something that is gonna make life easier to everybody. Okay? I will give you the link. I will give you the link straight to my ebook, okay? There you go. That's the full link, okay? Okay. Okay, so now you have the full link, and if you want to just check, okay, sketching cars, okay, with the orange beautiful cover, and you will see, and I think that that's a good ebook to have. Believe me. All right. Okay. So thank you very much. Put your like if you didn't do it. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't do it. If you want to become a member, write check member button down here and check the two options. Read well the rules, okay, what you can get and what you don't get, okay? And I wish all of you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will meet again next week on Thursday. Thank you very much. Ciao.